Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the hidden, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in this Lord I say, I did at sunrise and sundown. Him I go there like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth fat fruit in the season, and bleak never go wither. And whatsoever him doeth shall prosper. Let the people of the Most High God say, Joe. Kremawe gromabea tela higzag beer tanaista lena bashante shante 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 shante. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Now here, we do not criticize. And if you hear us criticize, it means that we are just criticizing to build and not to destroy. That is why we continue saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Now we've been away for about 1 month, and this is the beginning after a 1 month break. We want to say thank you so much for your patience, and at the same time, we want to also say, please reach out to all and sundry. Let everybody get to know that we are on for today. And we began quite late, all because of technical difficulties. Our machines have been shut down for so long, and when we returned, a lot of them had to update and so on and so forth. We want to say thank you for your patience. We are airborne right now. Please share the broadcast and let everybody get to know that we are on. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Remember to keep your comments coming. And of course, this time around, we're going to be opening the phone lines. So within the week, watch out for the phone lines where we open that, and you'll be able to talk to us live and colored from wherever you are. In the interim, this is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Now, without much ado, my brother, today we have 5 very important issues to look at. And I need you to open your ears and eyes widely whilst we go through this. It's all about what happens in our country every now and then. And we'll look at them and give our opinions. My brother, my sister, this is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here we speak truth to power. Now, the very first story we are looking at today is rolling on your screen. Watch it. It says, expired rice for Ghana schools exposed. Now, whilst I was away, I saw the wonderful MP, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, post on his timeline on X, formerly called Twitter, some of these things, and I wondered if this was true. What exactly did he say? What is it about expired rice that is making the rounds in our school? Now let us see what My Joy Online published about this expired rice when Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa came to the gallery with this story. First and foremost, who is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa? He is an MP, North Tongue, and he is playing the role of a citizen vigilante. He claims that these are also his dues. In fact, his job as an MP. My brother, my sister, this is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Now let's go straight to the story and see exactly what the story is talking about. And it's published by My Joy Online. My brother, my sister. Expired rice scandal. FDA is complicit. Top officials must be fired. And this is Ablakwa saying that. Published on the 21st of November 2024, only 4 days ago. It was published at 8:14 p.m. Ghana time. Run it, my youths, and come here. Watch this. North Tongue MP and whistleblower in the expired rice scandal, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has accused the Food and Drugs Authority of facilitating the distribution of expired rice to senior high schools across the country. Wow. Now, according to him, the FDA disregarded its own examination results conducted on the February 6th, which highlighted concerns about the quality of the rebagged rice. Now, speaking on Joy FM's top story, on Thursday, November 21, Mr. Ablakwa claimed the results revealed high insect infestations and elevated fat acidity levels, which medical professionals reviewing the report indicated rendered the rice unfit for consumption. The North Tongue MP said that the investigations by the FDA cannot be trusted and called for an independent inquiry into the matter. Let's have an independent inquiry into this matter. The FDA is complicit and they have questions to answer. Now, the top officials at the FDA must be fired, he said. And this is Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa talking. Now, dash it away and let's get into it. Watch me now. Watch this. Now, elections are coming, and hooligans who call themselves politicians are straight in the gallery. They are in the circus again, clowning. Look, overpasses that are not even completed, they force themselves to try and complete them. And if they refuse to be completed, they force to inaugurate them. Look around Ghana, you see a lot of road work taking place. Why did they not do this before the elections? It's all because elections are here and they want to use that as a bribery tool to be able to win votes. It happens every year or every time we have elections coming up. It happened in the days of Mahama. Oh yes, Circle Dubai. Mahama inaugurated that, in fact, a few days to election. Now, I want to ask our politicians, what is this thing about trying to do the last minute work? Is it a way of bribing the electorate to be able to vote you? Or is it that Ghanaians are short-circuited in their heads? Therefore, they forget things so early. Whatever you have done in the first tenure of office, they forget that. So you wait until elections are coming and you start doing fresh things so they can at least see this before they go for the elections. What is the answer? How Akumsin is going around sharing bottles of oil a few days to elections so that people in her constituency will remember her and vote for her. Do we have any laws in the country that seek to bar people from this kind of bribery? I see that as bribery. Shame on you dirty politicians. You never want to do anything very serious until elections are coming. Then you go around cutting tapes and cutting swords as if Ghanaians were stupid people. We do not have any common sense to know that you guys are taking us for fool. Can we get back into the expired rice issue? Now listen to this. According to Okudzeto-Ablakwa, Honorable Minister for North Tongue, I'm talking about Minister MP. He used to be a Minister of State in the days of the NDC. Now he's only an MP. And I admire the work he's doing. Watch this now. Okudzeto-Ablakwa says that the FDA, Food and Drug Authority, they decided to investigate some rice and realized that the rice was heavily infested with insects. There are so many insects in the rice. Now, too, the fat acid level is so high that health professionals are saying that it is unfit for human consumption. Hallelujah. It's very simple. But they decided to take the rice out of the original bags where that thing is stamped, expired, in terms of the expiry date, and rebagged so that on these new bags, it is written that it has 10 more years or 20 more years to expire. Rehousing. My brother, my sister, if this was a serious country, I am sure we'll get seriously into this. This is a very strong allegation that should never ever be swept under the carpets. Our children who are supposed to be the future leaders of this nation, they are fed with weevil-infested rice. Fat acid levels so high that they are saying that it's not even fit for animal consumption. That is what they give to them. When I was in school, time and again, we had food that was fed to us with weevils inside, especially the beans, the black eyed peas. The rice also had weevils. And I remember we used to joke, saying that even the weevils would serve as protein, especially in food in the school that had little protein. Today, are they trying to use the weevils as protein for the students in the school? The insects. What is the problem? Now, there's somebody who thinks something else must be done. And that is Clement Appak. He is also an MP. My brother, my sister, Clement Appak has looked at this and he's very angry. He's saying that something must happen in this expired rice expose. What is Clement Appak saying? Ghanaians must punish NPP for feeding students with expired rice. This is Clement Appak. A few weeks back, I met him at the Parliament House and we had a conversation outside the Parliament House. My brother, my sister, this is what Clement Appak is saying. The Member of Parliament for Bulsa South, Dr. Clement Appak, has stated that Ghanaians must punish the New Patriotic Party and their flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, in the December 7 election for feeding senior high schools with expired rice. This comes on the back of a member of the Bawumia campaign team, Kojo Poku, stating that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will investigate the senior high school expired rice issue. Dash it down. These guys are clowns. They are jokers. They are wicked. They are terrorists. In some serious countries, these guys would be in jail. Bawumia says, vote me, and when I become president, I will investigate what my government has fed your children with. And this is expired rice, full of insects and weevils, and acid fat rate so high, according to the professionals. Listen to this common sense. I can't investigate it now because I'm only a mate. When you vote me and I become president, I will investigate the expired rice that was fed to your children. By what time all your children would have been dead and gone if the rice was to kill them. Bawumia is a joker. All those who are supporting Bawumia in terms of communication on radio and TV, they are being fed quality pizza, quality food, and our children are eating weevil-infested rice. Some of them are going to get cancer. In the long run, some of them are going to fall ill. Some might even die. But as long as we can't point a finger to the expired rice, all the perpetrators of this evil can go free. In a country that has no respect for forensic science, no respect for investigation. What a dangerous country. God is going to punish all these people one after the other, right from Bawumia to all the communications team that will not come out and speak the truth to save our children from destruction. Clement Appak. Listen, Mr. Appak. So all you are thinking about is election votes, right? Listen to what he's saying. He says, let's punish the NPP for feeding our children with expired rice. It's not a joke anymore. He's only thinking about elections. Let's vote the NPP out. I didn't expect that from Clement Appak. That's the lighter side of the whole thing. Election should be put to one side. It's obvious that the NPP is going straight into opposition, and if I had my own way, they would never return into power until they have a serious candidate. Bawumia is a joker. I thought that Clement Appak will be talking about the authorities getting more serious and making sure that all the perpetrators of this evil would suffer right now, even before the elections. He's only interested in elections and coming to power. For him, if we vote the NPP out, it is enough for us to forget about the rice scandal. Are you with me? Or you're not? You see, let's not joke with this. To a lot of politicians, they will forget all kinds of evil as long as you don't vote their opponent into power. You vote me into power, I forget all the ills. And this is what Clement Apart is demonstrating. I expected that he will be more serious than just telling us to punish the MPP, kick them out of power, and what happens to the expired rice issue. If this was in the days of Rawlings, some people will be tied to the firing squad and they will taste a Christmas gift of bullets running through their brains, kissing their medulla oblongata. Dash it away. I have children who are at the SHS. I don't know how many of them have eaten this expired rice. When they come home and they are sick, I will take them to the hospital and pay. If they survive it, it's by the grace of the Almighty. So I take it serious and personal. I'm not talking about votes. I'm not talking about votes. It's the black pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. That's it away. Now come here. I want us to look at the next issue as quickly as we can. And what is the next issue about? OKRAKU MANTEY gives reasons his ministry failed. Do you know who OKRAKU MANTEY is? Do you know him? We were told he became one of the youngest producers, executive producers of music in this country. When he started, co-started the Sleep Music outfit with Zap Mallet and probably one or two other people. He was admired. A lot of people love him. I don't know how many still love him. But whatever be the case, this is Mark OKRAKU MANTEY. He was a DJ. He was on Joy FM DJing. And with time, he decided to do something else with his life, music. He produced such great artists as Lord Kenya. In fact, executive production. All of a sudden, he started campaigning for Nana Akufo-Addo. In fact, in one way or the other, we encouraged that because we were tired of the NDC's grave disrespect for us at the time. My brother, my sister, at the time, he told all Ghanaians that, hey, listen, me, I'm not looking for any political position. I am just in love with Nana Akufo-Addo, and I'm trying to support him to win power. Hallelujah. The moment Nana Akufo-Addo became president, come here, let's see what happened. The moment he became president, he gave him a ministerial position and he swallowed his own vomit. The man who said he didn't want any political position and he would not accept it, all of a sudden accepted it and swallowed back his vomit like the proverbial dog in the book of Proverbs, running back to his own vomit. Well, some of us laughed because that's how politicians behave. They have no sense of decency. A lot of these politicians. My brother, this is Mark OKRAKU MANTEY. And it looks like Bawumia has actually inspired this guy. Watch what he says. Can you see it? Published by Ghana Word. He says, I am not the West Deputy Minister. My role is to support the main minister, Mark OKRAKU MANTEY. And this is an old photograph they have slapped there. To God be the glory. So that those who cannot recognize him now, you know, will recognize him at least from some years back. Run the story, my youth. Watch this. Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark OKRAKU MANTEY, has expressed concerns about some individuals describing him as the West Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture in an interview on Hits FM on November 21, 2024. Mark noted that his main role as the Deputy Minister is to support his leader and provide him with advice. Mark insisted that he is not the West Deputy Minister to occupy the position since he had been able to construct the amphitheaters that he promised. I saw Abro's video saying that I am the West Deputy Minister ever in that ministry. It is stated in the 1992 Constitution that the Deputy Minister's role is to support the main minister. That is why I supported Dr. Baumia when he stated that he is only a driver's mate. That should have. Wow. So you see, it wasn't me. Shaggy politicians all over the place. None of them wants to accept responsibility. The deputy minister's position is not to give advice to the substantive minister. Where did they get this from? Support doesn't mean sit back and advise. Get actively involved. Division of labor. Work together with your boss. Come together with ideas and agree that this is what you want to achieve. Take up your chunk, achieve that. Let him take up his chunk and achieve that. If you decide that you want to be an armchair minister who doesn't even go out on the field to see what is happening, that is why Baumia should never ever be president. And his ilk, like OKRAKU MANTEY, should never ever taste power again. This guy messed up so much the tourism ministry. And many people have said it, that he is the worst minister ever. Many were expecting that Obuo would have been in his position. But no, for some strange reason, they relegated him to the PNT, Post and Telecommunications, where he has sat all this while, whilst OKRAKU MANTEY is destroying the ministry. Remember that he was a deputy to Awal, Dr. Awal. And together they came out with the funeral tourism and Sobolo and Asana tourism. The only way they could get tourists into the country was to brew Sobolo and Asana and pray that more people will die in Ghana so that tourists will come into the country to see how we mourn our dead. Such dunder-headed ministers. Look at the level of thinking. And this guy says it's not the West Deputy Minister. When I started talking about it and bringing everything to the fore, the president was embarrassed. He had to sack OKRAKU MANTEY's boss. For some strange reason, Mark remained there. Maybe he told the president, who is his friend, that I was just a mate. So I cannot be blamed. My boss was the one who talked about Sobolo and funerals. For some strange reason, they kept him in there and sacked Awal. Awal was deserving of the sack. Wherever he is, it is his own problem. That's my uncle. I love him. He's giving me money on some 1 or 2 occasions. And I'm happy. But it's Ghana first. It's all about Ghana. He was one of the worst ministers. When he was with Graphic, he wasn't that bad. He was running the national newspaper. All of a sudden, he jumped onto the bandwagon of politics. They made him a minister of tourism and culture. He messed up like a dead goat. Sobolo and funerals. OKRAKU followed him like a zombie. Sobolo, Sobolo funeral, Sobolo funeral, Sobolo funeral. They fired the boss. And they kept him there. Today, listen to what he's saying. That you can't blame him if his ministry hasn't done well. Because he is only a mate. He's only supposed to give advice. Listen. If we need advice, is it OKRAKU MANTEY will take advice from? Anyway. OKRAKU MANTEY has told you already that it is not his fault. He was only a mate. In these elections, make sure you don't vote any mate. In this election, don't go for people who are irresponsible. They are not ready to take responsibility for their carelessness and half-witness, half-witness, dim-witness. Is the black pot, aka Kukushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushungun. And my name, Blakk RASTA. Hey! Hey! Wayo!
Blakk Pot, Kukushoda, man.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonum, and here we speak truth to power. Remember, we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, it's only on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Yes, if you love Ghana, you must be ready to point fingers at the rots and try to fix them. Next to Arimayo, run it. Pollution in Ghana, the new job. What a country. I just returned from America. I went all the way to Jamaica. My brother, Jamaica is one of the biggest lands of tourism in the world. Jamaica thrives on tourism. When you go to their beaches, so clean. They don't even pee, let alone do other things that we do right here in Ghana to our beaches. You go to Choco Beach, it's like, I don't want to say things. You go to La Beach, and I wonder what kind of people we have in this country. Authorities, the people themselves are behaving like fools and animals with no common sense. How do you go to the beach there and use that as your toilet? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? These are the same people who want a visa to go to England. And they go and sit by the beach, cross their legs and take a picture. And say, Kwe, ma bao. Eh? These are the same people, my brother, who pollute their gutters every now and then and fall sick. And when they are sick, they die in hospitals run by dirty politicians who don't even regard human lives. What kind of a people are we? No common sense. We are behaving like goats and sheep right on the streets of this country. Look how long we have had Labadi Beach. Can you sit down there and eat comic and kenna? Can you sit at the Choco Beach and have a cool drink? Flies are hovering around you because of things that you have done at the beach. The smell alone is enough to kill an elephant. Go to Jamaica. Jamaica is a poor nation. Ghana is far richer than Jamaica, but their beaches are keeping them alive. Clean. When you look at the Jamaican sea, it's clear like the glass. They don't go about throwing rubbish like we do in our country. My brother, we are ready to pollute our country in order to eat food. What kind of a people are we? Look at Galamsey. Galamsey will destroy our own land, poison the plants and animals so that we can get some small amount of gold to feed ourselves. The country can die. We don't care as long as we eat food. What kind of a creature are you? Are you an eel or a snake? You see the level of thinking? Now there's a new thing that is worse than Galamsey. And you know what that new thing is? That is the new thing. The youth are walking on the streets of Ghana, picking all TV sets, washing machines from Obodo Ibo, foreign, abroad. They burn these things just to remove a certain small metal from it. So for that small metal, you would burn a whole washing machine. Some of the washing machines are made with some small amount of gold. They are looking for that gold. So they set it on fire. The TV sets have some kind of metals in them that are valuable in one way or the other. This is what is called e-waste, electronic waste. We have millions of tons of this entering the country every now and then. The white man doesn't want that in his country. On the streets of America, I saw some TVs that have been put aside. The people don't want to use them anymore. They're tired. Washing machines, guitars, and so on and so forth. We go and collect the rubbish and bring to Ghana because we're a rubbish nation. So they are burning these things in order to get some small metal out of it. Do you know the consequences? Run the story. The consequences are dire. Watch this. Burning all TVs to survive in Ghana. The toxic trade in e-waste. And this is from the BBC. Bring it back. You see the source? BBC. 24th November, only yesterday. At 10:40 p.m. it was published a few hours ago. Run the story, my youth. You can see thick plumes of smoke rise from the Agbogloshi dump site from miles away. The air at the vast dump in the west of Ghana's capital, Accra, is highly toxic. The closer you get, the harder it is to breathe, and your vision starts to blur. Around these fumes are dozens of men who wait for tractors to unload piles of cables before setting them on fire. Others climb up the toxic waste hill and bring down TVs, computers, and washing machine parts and set them alight. The men are extracting valuable metals like copper and gold from electrical and electronic waste or e-waste, much of which has made its way to Ghana from rich countries. Now look at the experiences of people. I don't feel well, says young worker Abdallah Yakubu, whose eyes are red and watery as he burns cables and plastic. The air, as you can see, is very polluted, and I have to work here every day, so it definitely affects my health. Abiba Al-Hassan, a mother of 4, works near the burning site, sorting out used plastic bottles, and the toxic smoke does not spare her either. Sometimes it's very difficult to breathe. Even my chest becomes heavy and I feel very unwell, she says. E-waste is the world's fastest growing waste stream, with 62 million tons generated in 2022, up to 82% from 2010, according to a UN report. It is electronization of our societies that is primarily behind the e-waste rise, ranging from smartphones, computers, and smart alarms to automobiles, yes, with electronic devices installed whose demand is steadily on the rise. Cut it off. My brother, now you know. Waka yate. They burn TV sets, washing machines, and some other electronic gadget just to be able to pick up a small metal from the waste. Yet when they burn them, the smoke goes up. It's so toxic. Or very, very poisonous. You get a small piece of metal. What if you sell this metal? The money you get from it will not be enough to treat the sickness you get from extracting that metal. But we don't have common sense. For the average Ghanaian, oh, let me eat today. Even if I die from the food that I eat tomorrow, it's okay, I've eaten today. How many Ghanaians think like this? We are ready to eat poison. So we die tomorrow. So that we can tell God that at least we ate before we died. Write it down. The average Ghanaian would eat poison and die tomorrow so he can tell God that at least he ate before he died. We eat anything. We fall for anything. We are a nyami nyami nation. That is what the Jamaicans call somebody who just likes to eat. We eat anything. Nyami nyami. The nyam nyam, nyam nyam. Everything will nyamam. Well, a time is coming. We are going to be more polluted than China and India. The few tourists who are coming into our continent to breathe fresh air, my brother, very soon they will not come here because their e-waste will find its way to us and we pollute our nation and the whole continent. What are the wise leaders? Or do we only have foolish leaders? You go to America, when you see a little smoke rising, the police will be there to find out what you are burning. You go to America, my brother, you cannot go and dig a tree in your house, even if you want to prune it. You have to call the authorities to come and do it for you, so you pay. Yet here, we dig the land anyhow. We fell trees anyhow, and we even put cameras on each other and ourselves, boasting about how much gold we have made. Woon to me and the rest, running from radio station to TV station, talking about how lucrative this so-called mining thing is. Yet they don't have the common sense to know that they are eating poison. That should happen. May God save this nation. It's a black pot. AKA Kokoshonamo. When we return, we have 2 more stories and we'll be done. Hey! Way! Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, and here we speak truth to power. Remember to share the broadcast and keep your comments coming in. We're going to be reading your comments, right? Is it time to read the comments? All right? All right, so we'll be reading your comments practically soon. But let us look at the next story. Can you see it? Arrogant Ghana coach buries Black Stars. I think the word buries is 1 R, you know? Buries Black Stars. Arrogant Ghana coach buries Black Stars. Well, experienced Doomso. I thought they said Doomso was over. Well, we're going to be checking it out. When the power comes back, we shall continue. If it doesn't, this is where it all ends. My name is Blakk RASTA, and it's been the Black Pot, aka Kokoshonamo, where we speak truth to power. Doomso has hit us. Blessed love. Come on!